Hey folks, how you doing? It's Richard from Bikepacking Adventures. Finally managed to get myself out the door. I'll tell you more about that as I ride along. But right now, I'm here in Lincolnshire, the site of the church. I don't know if you can see in the picture there, it's hiding away somewhere. Centre picture near those trees, Humberston Church. Anyway, I'm heading down South Sea Lane at the moment. I'm going to do some off-road gravel, and I'm my second year on the gravel bike. I'm thinking to myself, it's too wet out here, even for a gravel bike. So I've done a local loop. It's about 120k, bit of road, bit of okay gravel stroke cycle path and things like that. Let's just see what it's like out there. Yeah, so I thought last year was wet on the gravel bike. This year is even worse, much worse. We probably had the wettest autumn / beginning of winter in many years. Everywhere is flooded, puddles, fields. It's going to be hard on grassy sections alongside fields and things. So I've had to cut all that out. At the time of year, January, February, I always struggle to get out the door. So I've had to think about some realistic sort of targets for myself to get me through the next couple of months. First world problems, yeah. When I say I've come up with some targets, I haven't got some exact numbers yet, but it's going to be along the lines of every weekend try and do 200 kilometers, 250 max. Just really difficult to get yourself out the door this time of year, as I'm sure you will appreciate. And for all the crazy things I do, I'm just the same. Do not like this time of year at all. It's really difficult to get out the door. Anyway, I'm out now. I brought the drone along. Hopefully it's not going to be too windy. What I need in my life right now is more shorter rides. But I found as I've been doing longer and longer rides, I'm kind of, what's the point going out with a smaller ride? I know it doesn't make sense logically, but I'm like, why bother? Sometimes I sort myself out of those, and it's probably because I'm always looking for the adventure more than the actual distance. I'm always looking for the adventure rides, and every ride cannot be an adventure. And often I question the title of this channel, Bikepacking Adventures. I don't really want to be sleeping at a tent this time of year. It's too cold, and even though I bought a van, I'm in two minds about that as well, because I'm like 3 or 4 degrees. I just need to plan a weekend, just go and do something before the cold weather properly arrives. I mean, by that I mean snow, ice, frosty mornings where you leave it at 10 o'clock and the frost still isn't cleared. Anyway, as for today's ride, I'll pop a map up on the screen to show you the route. It's only a local ride, and as I so often do, I'll drop a link below in the description as well if you want to check out some of the trails that I've been riding. It's going to be a terrible winter for going off-road, even worse than last year. It needs to disappear. Going to be turning left at the bottom of this road on the bends or thereabouts to go down Hoop Lane. In fact, I'm talking rubbish. I was going to be going left on the bend, but I took that one out thinking it's going to be a bog fest. So well, I can try and ignore the rain, which wasn't in today's forecast. I thought it might be a good idea to keep me a bit more interested on these rides over the next 2 to 3 months. I thought I'd visit a few local churches. I mean, there's thousands to choose from just in Lincolnshire alone. I'm just on the north wall. There's the world famous dock tower there, and that's the way I'm heading down there. I was actually meant to be following the road, but I was wondering now whether to go down here or not, because I'm going to get to the power station and cut across back onto the road, and then I'm going to follow a new section of cycleway, Kiln Lane, past the tip into Immingham, see what that's like. I'm expecting it to be like most British cycle lanes, in that they won't have the foresight to or budget or intelligence or whatever to put a verge between the road and the cycle lane. I bet it's going to be right next to it, just like the one on the Lincoln Waterway, which was only built 2 years ago. So in this area of the towns, it could be in Immingham, there's the super cycle highway, and in all intents and purposes it's actually pretty good. It takes you all the way from, you know, Lockyer Roundabout in Grimsby into the edge of Immingham. It's perfect. So all this used to be heavy industry, not so much anymore. Just cars everywhere, looks that. This is new. What's this about? More wasting money by the looks of it. So it must be getting on for 10 years now. I'll have a look at the stats, but I think I started cycling as an adult in 2014, so god, yeah, 10 years ago. Started getting on my bike, tentatively the mountain bike then, driving from Immingham, maybe about 1.5 miles into the town at the end of this north wall, and just go follow this all the way around there. It's probably 7 miles worth of, you know, off-trail riding. The weather used to be wicked along here though. It would be a massive tailwind or it would be a soul destroying headwind, and of course it seems to be clipped by the showers today. I'm glad I haven't chosen to go to the North Bank. So this is the bit I'm hopefully be able to come off on, or at least used to be at one point. Hopefully it's not changed. Well, this is better. I don't remember this surface being this good last time. Yeah. There's a giant gate with no way of getting round. Well, I managed to get around just the same. So that was the old entrance through there. They've just built a new access road onto the bank now. Quite a few people there fishing away like they do out at sea. Even more places to dump cars before you get sold. Yes, so when you next look at a new car, it's never actually new. It's often been sat somewhere like this for like 2 to 3 years. So in this road I'm going to turn right, and then we're going to join the new section of cycleway alongside the tip. Yeah, it's hardly the most scenic part of the country, but I hadn't really had this way when it's kind of a northerly wind blowing, or in this case, an easterly. But it is nice to mix it up and go right places that you don't ride so often. Now, it's pretty common to watch the videos on YouTube which have got a bit of product placement in them. Thought I'd talk about nutrition and what I've got on today's ride. So it's not Sturka or Lucio bars or any of them sort of energy products. Instead, it's leftovers from Christmas, and it's not golden money pennies, it's not silver money pennies. I didn't bring those today, not on this ride. McVitie's, get the words out. McVitie's One for Rudolph chocolate cake bar. So I'm going to shove that in my face. And recently I've ridden at the cycle lane, and as I expected it would be. You know, a cycle lane full of stones. I know you should be thankful, but it's taken so long to get here. They at least got it right. They're never going to retrofit it with a grass verge, so it's always going to be this way. What a missed opportunity. Oh look, they have actually got a grass verge in there. It's very dirty, this path though. I don't know when it opened. I had to check with the local bicycle club, see if it had even been finished yet. It's not on Google Maps. I thought I'd come and add to the world's problems. One of the best feelings in the world. Barely wind, it's great. I do not remember the last time riding with not much wind. So I'm just heading towards Kirmington through Croxton, and it occurred to me well before the sign that there's another place in Lincolnshire called Croxton, or it's actually pronounced Crowston. It's two words. I'd never remember how to pronounce the second part. It's Crowston, Kerrial or something like that. Anyway, I decided to bring the camera out because there's a railway bridge coming up in a moment. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that it's actually clear. Or is it going to be a diversion on the A18, which I'm not keen about. But it might need to be done. If you look, not much of a puddle left. hills of the Lincolnshire Wolds. You can't keep me away for too long. So just heading down into the tiny little village of Beelsby with its not so tiny sign. So I'm just about to head into Hatcliffe, beautiful little village. Don't think it's got a big sign though. From there, West Ravendale. It's been a good ride today. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Got any comments, questions? You know, as always, stick them down below. And if you fancy visiting the East Coast, just go check out that route down below. Well, shan't be going that way. There's been a road accident. The road's closed. Police have closed the road off. I'm guessing it was quite serious. They don't just block the road off for no reason. Well, I hope they were okay. On that note, that's not seems like a good way to end the video, but it is the last part of the ride. It's getting dark, so I may as well end it here. Take care out there. I shall see you in the next one soon. Bye bye.